Let's see how to work with string values and operator in Python. Let's say we have created two variables where I am keeping in one as TecLov and second in y I am keeping as geeksum. Both are going to be string. If you look at the type of both, you can see that it's going to be of string type. If you say length of x, it is going to return me that how many characters are present in x, and length of y is going to return me how many characters are present in y. If you count, you will notice TecLov will contain 6 words and geeksum is containing 8 words. Now let's say I have two different string, and in one I have a small case letters where I have written hello, let's convert to upper, and I have another variable called as large where I have kept hello, let's convert to lower, which is written it into caps letter. If I say upper function on this small variable, it is going to convert it to a lower case. Oh sorry, upper function, then it's going to convert it to an uppercase. And similarly, if we use a lower function, it is going to convert it to a lower case. So this is what will be the output. So you can see that small dot upper is returning me hello, let's convert to upper, which is the right part, and large dot lower is going to convert to lowercase, which is again a lowercase part. Now let's say we have a string again in a variable called as sum underscore sentence. If I print the value, it is going to work like this. If you notice in this particular string, there is a small catch that there are some spaces being available in the right hand side. Now, let's say we want to remove it. We want to make sure that there should be no space on the right hand side. So we can use something called as rstrip. So if we use rstrip, it is going to return this string, but it is going to make sure that it's going to remove this extra space from there. Let's execute it. So you can notice that it have done an rstrip. Right now you will not be able to make out, but if you want to see this actually happening, you can use a length keyword. You can use the length function which we have just learned above, and you can see that actually there's a change which have happened here. On the other hand, if let's say it's not just for the space part. See, space is a default delimiter for rstrip. But let's say you want to change, let's say, an ampersand symbol. Like for in this example, you can see here that I'm saying 4%. Now let's think of this percent like a space of the previous example. So here, if you say rstrip percent, now it is going to remove that extra percent for it. So you can see it is going to just return you 4. So if you do not provide anything, it takes it as space to be removed. But in case if you provide something, that particular value, it is going to help you to remove. Similar thing for left hand side. For left hand side, if you have any extra space, it is going to remove the left side spaces here. So you can see here that the first one which was printing start, it was with the spaces, and the second one you can notice that it's without the spaces. So this is how you can see this particular value. Then secondly, as I said, even if you want, you can have both the left hand side stripping and the right hand side stripping together, because it may be the scenario where I want to remove on both the sides. So in that case, let's say on the right hand side I want to remove this hash, and on the left hand side, let's say I want to remove this asterisk symbol. So I can say rstrip, which is hash, it is going to remove this right hand side hash, and from the left hand side this asterisk will be removed with the help of lstrip, and if you execute this, you will see the output 444. Similar way, let's say if I have a variable where I'm keeping, let's say, 4 apple, and now what I'm doing, I'm saying val of 0. Okay, I'm just assigning it to this value. So val of 0 is going to be the index starting from here. So this 4 is sitting at the index 0. So it is going to have 4 value inside it. And now we are saying that number of apple is number of apple variable. So it is going to say number of apple is 4. Look at this, because the 0th index have returned me the value 4, and after that when I printed it out, it just printed out the value 4 for me. Now, so this is going to help me to understand the kind of slicing part of the string. So as I said, this is going to be 0th index. So similarly, this is going to be first index, which is space. Then A is starting at second index and so on. So that's how basically this list is occurring. Now, if I say val of to this, what does this mean? This means that start from my index 2 till my last point, means doesn't matter till the end, just take it up. So my 2 is starting from A, right? So 0 was 4 and the space was 1 and 2 is this A. So it is going to just print out the value apples for you. So let's see this. So let's see this in action. So you can see that it is going to print out only the apples here. Now there is also a function called as replace. So if you want to replace something specific with something other specific, you can use this replace function to do that. So if you say A to be replaced with this, so if you will notice that let's say A apple contains this value A, so it is going to be replaced with this all these values. So if I execute it, you can see that now it is replacing this A of apple with this particular value. Now let's say if I want to slice it from 2 to 5, let's see what it's gonna do. See, what is this 2 here? If you look at this 2, so 2 is starting at apple, so this is your 2, right? So then this is 3 and this is 4. Now you may say that what will be the 5 part? This is the 5 part, which is L. But what happens when we define this? It always takes it like that I will be starting from 2, but I will go till 5 minus 1. So whatever the value will be on the right hand side will be always taken minus 1. Okay, so it will go from 2 to 4th index. So this is how you do slicing basically. Now let's see the next statement. Sorry. So now let's see this part of batch of 9. Now let's see that if I have a batch which contains 5 oranges, 3 monkeys and some value. So let's see that what it's gonna do first and we will understand it. So if I execute this, let's see now some indexing part to understand this, that is it output matching or not. So this is starting from 0, O is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Now, if you look at the ninth is at starting at 3. But we have just learned that it is always right hand side will be taken always as minus 1. So it will go till index 8. So it is going to start with 0th index, okay, because we have not mentioned anything here. So 0th index and will go till 8. So that's the reason you are getting 5 oranges. So this is how this system is working here. Now what about minus 2? Let's execute and see to this as well. So if I say minus 2, so now I am getting this particular output. So let's see that what it have done. So what have happened here? So this is going to be your minus 1, sorry. It is going to start with minus 1. This is going to be a minus 2. So you would say that it should have ended with n. But remember, we always go n minus 1. So minus 2 minus 1 is going to be minus 3. So that's the reason it will go till this. So minus 3 index. That's the reason you are saying that start from your starting and go till your minus 3. That is what this means. So we are going to get 5 oranges, 3 monkeys and with a space A. That's what is going to be our output. Now what about this? 10 colon minus 2. Let's see to this part. Let's execute and see that what's going to come out to be. So if you look at this is even more interesting. So first of all, it's starting from index 10, and that's, if you count it up, it will be starting with your 3. Minus 2 means till my minus 2, right? So what it means is minus 2 minus 1 till go to minus 3. So start from your index 10 and go till from the last, just stay with minus 3 index. So that's the reason you are getting 3 monkeys and A. Now let's say if I have values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And now I'm using 1, and notice this, I'm using 2 colons. Instead of 1 colon, I'm using 2 colons now. So what is going to be the output now, right? So let's see, it's going to be interesting. So again, it is going to start with an index 1, which is going to be this. Now, what does this double denotes? This basically means skipping character. How much the value need to be skipped. So it means that take every second value. So like first time print 2, then skip this, and then go to 4, then skip 5, then go to 6, then skip this, then go to 8. So that's the reason you are printing 2, 4, 6, 8. So if you use double colon, it means skipping. how much start from this index and keep on skipping this many number of values. So that's what this double colon is going to do for you. I'm sorry, I'm again and again going back to this. Now let's come down and see a few more statements in string. So similarly, let's say if I want to print all the odd numbers, you can think of it on your own. That's quite simple now. If I want to print out all the odd numbers in my numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I can start with an index 0, which is B1, and keep skipping to every second character. So it's going to print 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. It's quite straightforward. Now, if I want to print again the odd number, I can do it even this way. I need not state 0 because anyway, if you don't state anything on the left hand side, it is going to anyway treat it as 0 and keep skipping. So that's the reason you are going to get again this odd number again as 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. If you print this, you will get that. Now, let's create again two variables. Let's say first name and last name. And let's say I want to concatenate them. I want to add them up, but I want to add them up with a space in middle. So I want to have geeksub space TecLov. Now in that case, I have to say first name, which is going to be geeksub plus. Plus means concatenation. It's not going to be numeric plus. Okay, this means that I'm talking about concatenation. So then I'm saying this space. So it's going to be now a space in middle plus last name. So it's going to be now geeksub space and then it's going to be the last name, which is TecLov. You can see this output, geeksub space TecLov. Similar way, I want to add, let's say, few more things, like I want to append even private limited to it. So I can say plus and private limited. It is going to return me geeksub TecLov private limited. Now let's say till now we have seen that if I just say let's say a hash and put something, that means a comment, right? So let's say if I'm saying string operation and execute this, this is going to be my comment. But if I want to put a multi-line comment, means more than one line comment, I can also do it. So I can use this triple quotes and put my multi-line comment and close it. It's going to be multi-line comment. So you can see that saying lots also understand example of multi-line comment. And now if I say capitalize, it means the first letter will always get capitalized and the remaining will remain as the lowercase. Similarly, let's say I have to work on some more things, like I want to work on age and kind of convert it to an appropriate types. So let's learn about this in the next video lecture.